From the podcast studio at the Microsoft Agent Survival Explosion House, it's the first TalkAny podcast of 2021. Every weekday at 2:30 p.m. Central with Woman, Child, and Fly.
Welcome everybody to a brand new year here at the TalkAny podcast. You heard right, this is our very first podcast of 2021.
Did you guys see the fireworks last night? They were breathtaking, although the event was virtual. Shame that they couldn't add in those big crowds due to you know what.
Let's put that aside for right now, and unfortunately, this is our final podcast for the week. But don't you worry, we will be back next week.
Let's hope our podcasts don't get cancelled like TalkAny Studios did. Oh man, I was very sad when I heard the news that the TalkAny podcast would be no more.
But that was on Norbert's side. Anyways, it's Friday, and yes, you guys guessed it, we have a new segment to give you this Friday.
Flashback Friday!
That's right, it's Flashback Friday time. On this segment, we will be taking a look back at some of the interesting events that happened on this very day, January 1st.
Oh man, are we in a time portal or something? Well, with this segment, you can say that we are indeed in a time portal.
But anyways, let's get right to it. First off, in 1801, the United Kingdom officially formed with the Act of Union of England and Ireland.
Ah, the British country. I heard they got a new strain of the coronavirus that is spreading. Really? Child? Is this absolutely necessary on Flashback Friday? Sorry about that, Fly. I am just so concerned about this whole vaccination process.
Let's not worry about it too much. Anyways, 3 years later, in 1804, Haiti officially gained independence.
Ah, long before they were struck by that gigantic earthquake. I just told you, child. This has nothing to do with Flashback Friday. Oh, sorry. I guess I should probably keep my mouth shut for the duration of this segment.
Anyways, in 1892, Brooklyn and New York merged to form the city we know today as New York City, although that wouldn't be named until 1898, when Manhattan, the Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens and Staten Island were consolidated.
They call it the city that never sleeps. And they also call it the Big Apple, because of those big prizes they used to give out in the 1920s. Interesting fact you got there, Fly.
But anyways, in 1901, the Commonwealth of Australia was founded.
Ah, the land down under. They're probably getting some nice summer conditions right now. Yes, while we here up north are getting winter conditions. Brr.
No kidding, Fly. Anyways, the very next year, the very first Rose Bowl football game was played.
Hey, that reminds me, the Rose Bowl is coming up in a little bit. Any of you guys want to watch it after this podcast?
We'll see, if we have enough time. Anyways, in 1942, the United Nations was officially formed by Franklin D. Roosevelt.
Oh yes, that peacekeeping organization. Blah blah, don't care about them. Oh, lighten up, child. This is supposed to be Flashback Friday, not Frankly We Don't Care Friday. Frankly We Don't Care Friday, huh? I have a better name for that. Frankly Fly's Frustrated Friday. Don't start that now.
Settle down, child and Fly. Let's save all the harsh talk for after this podcast.
So you're trying to control us, huh? Child, please, we mean it.
I think now is a good time to wrap up this podcast for the week.
I think now is a good time to wrap up this podcast for the week. Whatever. I don't really care about this stinking podcast anymore.
Child, lighten up, I said. Will you please shut the hell up, Fly?
Excuse us, folks. We have to go for this week. Please enjoy your weekend, and until next week, remember that there's
One place for all talk. It's the TalkAny podcast.